Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. Yes, 0-0 draw against Atalanta at the Gevis Stadium. Bergamo, that's the town we're in, all right? Yeah. There we go, we cleared all that, we've got the location. Let's get straight into this. Raya's probably going to get the highest rating. Let me know. Let me know. Let's start with David Raya, lead judges, rating for him.
Right, I don't remember him making a save. Oh, yes, I do. He made a couple of good saves. 10
fell asleep. 10. You fell asleep 4 times.
No, 10 out of 10. I was awake then, and tell you what, didn't put a foot wrong and making a penalty save and then getting up and making that save. It's got to be a 10 out of 10 today. A clean sheet as well.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10 has to be.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. Is he going to be your man of the match, lads?
Yeah. He has to be.
Yeah. Okay, let's go straight to our right back, Ben White. Let's go to Julian.
I thought he kept Lookman. He kept Lookman very quiet. So on that basis, I'd give him a 7.
First name of Lookman?
Anatola something.
Adamola, but it's all good.
Very good. Got the A right. Well done.
Do you agree with the 7?
Yeah, I do agree with the 7. I felt like, from an attacking point of view, which is part of a game for an hour right back, it wasn't really that great. But defensively wise, he locked him down.
Yeah.
So so for me, 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Probably going to back line's probably get the highest results and scores of this game because they kept us in it. Let's go to William Saliba, Lee.
Saliba, 7 out of 10. One of his greatest game today. Distribution wasn't always great, but listen, it was a bitty game, wasn't it? If I'd be really honest. So for me, still done his job. Got a clean sheet. Slightly above average, but not one of his better performances. But probably didn't have to be. So 7 out of 10 for me.
7 out of 10 for Saliba, Julian. Fair, agreed or not?
Yeah, I mean he's a definite 7. Potential 8 for the saving tackle quite late in the second half when he came back and he I wouldn't say conceded a corner, but the guy looked clean through, and with his long legs and his extra speed just got back. So I could go with a 7, but there is an argument for an 8.
Okay, so for Gabriel Magalhaes, where do you put him?
I'd put him as a 6 or a 7. I mean, he wasn't as good as Saliba, and I thought his distribution was poorer.
Oh, you fair play. Well seen. Yeah. Fair play. I didn't think. Well seen. I agree. I think Gabriel Magalhaes his distribution wasn't up to scratch today, but defensively was sound.
So defensively sound as he always is. But if there is a question mark about him, sometimes it is with his distribution, because he just hasn't got that little bit, like the ball doesn't come out of his feet as quick as what it does with Saliba. That's why Saliba gets like the little bit more of a praise. But he is there to defend. He is there to keep clean sheets. So 7 out of 10 for me.
I say he's gone 7. I don't think Saliba and Gabriel can be the same in that performance. You said.
That's why I gave him a 6.
Yeah. Oh, it was it's not. Let us know in the comments if it feels harsh. Gabriel Magalhaes at 6, but I think you can't put Saliba and Gabriel on the same score because there was a difference between the two. But kept a clean sheet. Maybe whether it's Saliba 8, Gabriel Magalhaes 7, or Saliba a 7 and Gabriel Magalhaes at 6. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Let's go to our left back. I just slipped my mind. Timber. Let's go to Julian.
Timber, 7 out of 10. I felt he done okay. I felt that first half I thought he defended really, really well. But I'm going to say it again. There are parts of the fullback now where you've got to attack and do that. He inverted. He was inverting, yeah. He inverted, which he didn't do on Sunday, and I didn't think was quite as good as going forward as he was on Sunday. So 7 out of 10.
So in your eyes, the whole back line is a 7 today?
Yeah, because I think I don't think that they were really that frightening, but we locked them down because as a unit we're still very, very good. Individually, if we're talking individuals, they've done their jobs, and that's what I expect from them.
It's not a bad clarification. 7 fair for Julian Timber?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. There was nothing special about the way he came forward. He didn't really create much, but defensively he was completely sound, so he did his primary job.
Okay, let's go into midfield. Thomas Partey, Julian.
5. And a 5 is average, and I think that's being quite generous to him.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to give anybody a 4 because we've not lost the game. It's 4 bordering on 5, isn't it? I thought he was poor today. Looked a bit leggy. I felt he should have been rested for this game. It now puts a lot more questions rather than answers going into Sunday for him, because there isn't much time to recover from it. So I'll go 5. I'll go, but I don't like to give players a real low mark.
Average performance from Partey today. Let's go to Declan Rice, Lee.
6. I felt he huffed and puffed. didn't dominate the midfield. None of our players dominated the midfield, if I'll be really honest. But defensively, done his job, tidied up on more than one occasion, probed, tried, but it just didn't work out for today. I think because they were, as I think Julian said in his interview, defensively both teams done very, very well. So you have to give them credit for that as well. But they never overrun us and got on top of us in any stage of the game. And probably that was his contribution. But still not the Declan that I see of last season loved.
Yeah, the rice for every meal. You haven't seen that Declan Rice yet this season.
I've not seen that one at the moment where I'm going to have pie and rice instead of pie and mash.
Julian, is it fair? 6? It's feel quite harsh, but I mean we didn't win the game.
For me, it was a 6. It was above average.
Yep.
But then again, distribution-wise, he wasn't as good as you expect him to be. There was one free kick towards the end that was absolutely awful.
Well said. Yeah, fair.
You know, he's for someone of that calibre, you just can't expect him to do that, especially in that position. We had a great position to actually win the game. Yeah, and he just hoofed the ball over the stands.
Yeah, really. well remembered there. Let me come to you for Havertz. He did end up going up top. Havertz and today's performance, starting in the midfield.
I thought he was more than adequate, and he was one of our better players. He holds the ball up excellently, and some of his touches I thought were sublime, but he wasn't in the game enough. So I would give him, there's an argument for a 7, but I'd probably vie for a 6.
Oh, go on.
5 for me from his midfield performance.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But when he went up top, he was the one that held the ball up for Martinelli's chance. If he holds that ball up, and so from his striking performance and that, I'll give him a 6. But he was definitely a 5 before that. I thought that all of our attacking midfield and up front players were poor.
Okay, let's go to our attacking players in today's game. A surprise start, Bukayo Saka.
Saka for me 6. 6. I think really when you're up against and playing Kolasinac, and we all know is not the greatest.
We didn't really expose him at all.
No, never got past him really that once. I think if I be truthful about it, I'm not going to say honest if I'm going to say, but I'm going to say truthful. I think that Odegaard is missing. Saka's missing Odegaard because the little 1-2s and everything like that, it's not quite gelling yet, which is understandable. So for me, a 6 out of 10. Took him off, which I thought was the right decision, saved him a little bit more for Sunday. But we've got to step up in our attacking areas because I don't think any of them were that good. And probably that was the quietest I've seen Saka for a while.
Well, Lee was very truthful. Would you agree with his rating there for Bukayo Saka?
A 6 would be the maximum I'd give him. I could potentially give him a 5. I don't remember.
He didn't see a lot of the ball, if I'm honest.
The ball didn't seem to come over there, and that, for me, was the weakness, because Kolasinac should well have been the weakness. We've seen the guy. He was a strong player. Wasn't particularly fast. He's now must be in his early 30s. And you'd expect a player of Saka's calibre to absolutely roast him, and he didn't. So I would actually give him a 5 because of the opposition he was up against.
Okay, well, 6, 5. Gabriel Martinelli, your favourite player, Julian?
Okay, I would give him a slightly higher mark. And
go on, explain.
Because he was on the ball more.
Fair.
He was contributing more. And I know it will come down to the fact that, I mean, it's a discussion that we had, that he missed a golden opportunity. And I would argue that at least he got into the position to miss that golden opportunity.
It feels like bias, but go on. But give me the rating.
The rating for me would be a 6, so slightly higher than Saka. I can't pretend it was his best game, and the Martinelli of 2 years ago would have probably put that ball in the back of the net. But what gives me confidence is the fact he's still putting himself in these positions. His head isn't down. I just think when he gets in front of goal, you know, he's got every attribute to be able to score. Because we've seen it before over a number of years. Maybe he just needs some sort of psychological help, maybe breathing, you know, being able to relax and be that clinical finisher, which must be a mentality thing rather than a skill thing, because we know that he can do it.
Gabriel Martinelli, Lee. I mean, I think he's going to come under a lot of scrutiny. Definitely will do before the City game. Is his 6 a fair result and score for him?
I think 6. Yeah, I don't think no higher than a 6. I think that he needs a goal. He needs the confidence. I know what Julian's saying there mentally and all that. Like sometimes a goal gives you that boost. He missed a good chance against Spurs. I thought we'd done okay against Spurs. Was one of our better players in the attacking third. But we need more. If we're going to defend like we're doing and playing like we are, we need more from our attacking players because at this moment in time it's fantastic what we're seeing. But that's 2 games now with no goals from open play, not looking like scoring.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the players up front. Is it the tactics? Is it the way that they're playing? Are they too deep in defending? Listen, difficult game at Tottenham, difficult game here, difficult game Wednesday. I don't see much changing. So, but when it comes to those 2 home games after that, or is it 3 home games? Because I think we've got one in the cup as well. I would play Martinelli against Brighton, give him some confidence to score some goals. So, for me, a 6.
Okay, let me come. You speak about attackers and they need them to contribute. Gabriel Jesus today for you.
I'd love to give him more than a 6, but I'm going to give him a 5. I thought like started off like he looked really sharp, but then just got can I say it, bullied. I felt like you know he got pushed off the ball too many times. It kept breaking down on him.
Yep.
You know, we know that he's better than that. He's only just come back from injury, so I don't want to go too hard on him. But for me, you know, he has to do better if he's going to play that. He was a captain today as well, like so. I expect a little bit more if you're being captain, leader. I don't really understand that decision when you're just coming back from injury. I think realistically, for me, concentrate on your own game, try and get yourself back into form and all that, like you know. But for me, a 5, I don't really want to do it because. But I think if you look at it, all of the guys from an attacking point of view weren't good enough tonight.
5 feel fair?
Absolutely, because his touch. I mean, for a Brazilian, and Brazilians should have an amazing touch, and it just bounced off him constantly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think 5 feels fair. Let me quickly rattle through the subs. I need to remember them. We're going to rattle through Trossard, Jorginho.
58.
Oh, goal! You know the minutes. Okay, Trossard. Yeah. What'd you give him?
I would actually give him a 7. I thought he contributed quite effectively.
He did.
So yeah, I was impressed with the time that he had on the pitch as well.
Yeah, that's what we're basing this off, the time he was on the pitch. 7 for.
Yeah, but I agree with that because I think that when all the substitutes come on, they made us improve slightly.
Yeah.
And I felt that he done okay. Some good touches in there, neat touches. He's playing a position that is a little bit new to him. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to be honest. I felt that he's very, very unlucky to be left out. You know, we've gone away at Spurs and 1-0. It was a very, very good team performance. He was the only change.
Yeah.
So I feel for him for that.
And I think he felt that as well, especially when we were singing his name as he was warming up. He acknowledged us all because he feels the love, but I think he's a little bit frustrated he's not playing. Jorginho?
7 as well. I thought he'd come on and we started to get a little bit more control in the midfield. And, you know, took the captain's armband. I will say this, if he is starting and Odegaard's not there, he is the captain and leader. Done. So we got back the midfield. We'd lost it a little bit when Partey was a little bit leggy. He come back in there. I didn't say give us the control, but he wrestled it back to an even kill. And so for that, 7 out of 10.
Jorginho.
He was definitely better than Partey. So he looked better because Partey was so poor. So I would say that you're probably giving him too high a score because you're basing it on what he replaced.
But also the minutes was on the pitch, and I think he makes a good point. I think the subs did impact the game, even though he didn't end up winning it. But 7.
I'd give him a 6.
Okay, that's fine.
6.
Calafiori?
Calafiori, I would give an 8 to. Wow. And he was only on from the 78th minute as well. But from the time on the pitch, I thought he inverted well. He's got the right attitude, and to me, you know, he can play in that holding midfield role. You can have Timber and Calafiori on the pitch against Man City. Calafiori instead of Partey.
Calafiori?
I really like Calafiori. I really look. No, 7 for me. Like, you know, you can't give an 8 when he's only been on the pitch that long. But for me, I get what Julian's saying on it because Calafiori does look a player. I think, you know, Gabriel at some stage will be looking over his shoulder because, you know, I like what I see. I like his contribution. He controls the game. His distribution's very, very good. And you have to give credit where credit's due. He's come on in the heat of battle there, and it looks like he's starting. And I agree with what Julian's saying there, but 7 out of 10 for me. But a good, solid performance for him.
Okay, the referee. Can you compliment the referee today performance?
Yeah, for me, he refereed it well. I thought it was a penalty. It was a soft penalty, but when you looked at it back, it was a penalty. I thought he refereed it well. He let the game go. I'd give him an 8.
Yeah, I can't argue that. When he went, I actually said to you guys, what are they taking for so long? Because I thought it was a penalty for me all day long. He got caught and he's done that. And I like the way that he refereed the game today. There was things you could be petty on. It seems with our English referees, they don't have a choice. Well, he had choices today. He made choices, and I thought he made it for the good of the game. And
he didn't give out too many yellow cards.
No, 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Mikel Arteta today, Lee.
Yeah, I don't know if he got it right or he got it wrong today. I think that he's got a point. Defensively, we've done very, very well. I think when you don't win the game, you can't be too mad about it and go, it was a fantastic 10 out of 10 performance from him. But 8 out of 10 for me today. He got the job done. He got a point of it all. But there's more that he could have done today. Listen, I think you have to give him, I don't know about credit about it, but he's played the full team virtually the full team out there today. We was crying out for players being rested. He didn't. And
he didn't get the win.
He didn't get the win, but we're now. This could be a great performance if he goes and gets the win on Sunday. So we'll have to wait and see. 8 out of 10 for me.
I thought it was quite a pragmatic approach that he had for the game, in as much as he's probably reflecting the fact that he's got 3 really hard away games in a week. And he's playing it in that way. Now, Atalanta are obviously a very good team, and again, he didn't lose it, and he bases his strategy on defence, and it was a solid defensive performance. I do find it's strange that you look at the left-hand side of Arsenal's team, and you've got 3 players that are right-footed, and I think that kind of makes it a little bit predictable that they've all got to go the same way, that you can't have someone going on the outside and whipping the ball in. And also he's playing 2 players at number 8. One's a number 6 playing at number 8, and one's a number 9 playing at number 8. But then the other side of it is, without Odegaard in the team, that's the one player it's almost impossible to replace. And it was a conversation we were having on the bus. Is people say, he didn't do that right, but how can you replace Odegaard? You can't. Yeah, so I'd give him a 7.
7. I actually think 7's fair. I think done well with the ratings today. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much for giving us the ratings. The fan, I'm not finished. Don't worry. When I come to Julian
I'm experienced of these.
The fans. I'm going to give Julian the fan rating.
Interesting, the fan rating. For the most part, very well behaved. The police didn't give anyone the opportunity not to be. Slightly disappointed why some of them decided to kick the door when we were trying to go out.
That's frustration as well. They're holding us in for so long.
It's frustration, but they're doing it for our own safety.
I agree. The reason why I paused, by the way, before the fan, because I was going to talk about this whole situation. You're right, but then we're here now, and it doesn't seem... We've been here for a while. We're out in the open. We've got a big red mic. It's a bit frustrating for many of us being kept back. It is for our own safety, and I think the police did do a good job because we feel safe, I'm sure. But there was a lot of there was a lot of red zone. You can't go in. There was a lot of panic and fear, worry. We'd say before.
Listen, you felt with the way that they were telling you that you felt unsafe around here. But to be fair, it's been fantastic. I think walking around the town or the city before the game, like yesterday, was lovely, friendly. It's been well organised today. And I will say, I know that there's a few fans getting frustrated, but come on, you know what it's like when you come away, particularly places like Italy, and that you get kept behind whatever happens. We had it in Lons. A lot of fans kicked off last season over that, but it is standard procedure that you get locked in after the games. I think that it was a little bit too long today? I felt it was like an hour in the stadium and a good 45 minutes on a bus. I think that we should be beyond those days when we're being treated like cattle. It reminded me of the 80s, watching games of football being like we used to get on the train, didn't you? The trains marched into like cages and then moved off in and out without even seeing what the city was like. I thought football had changed a little bit, but you know, that's what you get when you come to Italy. You have to accept it, and I have to say I thought the fans behaved themselves pretty well today. And as I said, there was good atmosphere in the stand. So yeah.
And I'll just to finish off now, hats off to the Arsenal fans. I think they were well behaved. I'll give them a 10. I'm sure you'll agree with me, both of you here. But it was frustrating. It felt like it was extremely overhyped, the severity of being here. However, everyone seemed to be safe. Everyone's left here. I was around a load of Arsenal fans. They've all left safely. I haven't seen any trouble. Haven't seen any of the infamous ultras that were, we've got told that are going to be very dangerous. Didn't see any of that. So fair play to the police, fair play to the Arsenal fans. And let's hope everyone got home safe. And listen, it wasn't a great result, but the game ends. We move on to Sunday's big game come Sunday. Thank you for watching this video. Let us know if you agree with the ratings in the comments below, and like the video, and we'll see you again come Sunday. Take care, people. Peace.